Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Shah Sir Classes and Evershine Coaching Center. I am Shah Sir here. My dear students, today we are going to continue of class 11th Karnataka State Board Business Studies, chapter number 3, Private, Public and Global Enterprises. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss each and every point in detail, okay? So that it will be helpful for you as a revision, and also as you are going to cover the entire syllabus. Every bit of information will explain you with a better clarity of understanding. Let's begin. See children, this is Indian economy. Our Indian economy, we are going to classify majorly into two types, that is public sector and private sector. The complete economy of our country is depending upon these two sectors. Okay, what do you mean by economy? Economy is nothing but making money. Okay, how our government is running? Our government is running based on these two types of sectors, that is known as public sector and the other one is known as private sector. So anyone can ask you, Indian economy is broadly classified into how many types? So you can tell the answer. Indian economy broadly it is classified into two types, that is public sector and the other one is private sector. Now again, this public sector we classify into three categories. Okay, so these are the three different categories comes under public sector. Those are departmental undertakings, statutory corporation and government companies. So children, this is one of the major important question for examination point of view. So you should not forget this question. They may ask you, write the different categories under public sector, or write the classification of public sector, or write the different types of public sectors. Any sort of questions can be asked for you. So you can tell that public sector is broadly classified into three types. Okay, which are those? Departmental undertakings, statutory corporation and the third one is government companies. So you should not forget these three types. Now in this chapter we are going to study in detail about these three topics. So about these three topics, what are the main key points you need to remember is, so you need to remember the definition of what is departmental undertaking. You need to understand the merits and limitations and also few features about this, about these three topics, that is public sector. And next classification is private sector. As you know this about this topic, I don't want to discuss in detail about this topic because already you have studied in chapter number 2, forms of business organization. So in that chapter we have discussed only about this topic only, about private sector. Okay, about private sector we have already studied about this number of topics such as sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu family business, cooperative societies, and also there we have discussed joint stock company. Joint stock company, that's nothing but here we are going to discuss about this company into three different types, that is public, private and multinational corporations. Okay, so we will be studying about this topic in detail in this chapter. So I just want to ensure what are the topics we are going to study in this chapter. In this chapter we are going to study in detail about this public sector topic, and also we are going to discuss about this cooperative and company topic, about sole proprietorship, partnership and joint Hindu family business, JHU. About this these three topics we have in detail we have discussed in chapter number 2, but in this chapter we are going to discuss about cooperative societies, a bit of information and in detail about this company's topic. Okay, I hope the topic is clear for you all. What are the things, what is the topics, what are the topics we are going to study in this chapter. Now let's begin about private sector. Now let me have a small recap about private sector enterprises. Now what do you mean by private sector? See children, very simple. The firms owned and controlled, managed by private businessmen. Firms means what? Factories, companies, business. Okay, any business which is owned, controlled and managed by private people, by individuals, a group of individuals is known as private sector. Is this clear? प्राइवेट सेक्टर का मतलब जो भी कंपनीज चल रहे हैं, जो भी फैक्ट्रीज चल रहे हैं, या जिस तरह का भी बिजनेस जो चल रहा है उसके ओनर वो खुद हैं. इट इज ओन्ड बाय देमसेल्फ. कंट्रोल कौन कर रहे हैं? वो वही कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं. कंप्लीट मैनेजमेंट किसका है? उनका ही है. किसका? जो प्राइवेट इंडिविजुअल्स हैं या जो ग्रुप के अंदर जो 3 या 4 फ्रेंड्स मिलकर जो बिजनेस को स्टार्ट किए थे, या आप खुद से जो भी बिजनेस आप स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, उसके मालिक आप ही है, सब कंट्रोल सब फंक्शंस वो आप ही के हाथ में है, इस तरह के बिजनेस को हम बोलते हैं प्राइवेट सेक्टर. सो प्राइवेट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस आर नथिंग बट the business are the firms owned by a private individuals where they are going to control the business and manage the business by themselves. Hence it is known as private sector enterprises. Now the main objective of this type of business, so private sectors का objective क्या होता है, उनका aim क्या होता है, simple, that is profit making. तो उनका business बस क्या होता है, profit making होता है. Is this clear? Good. Now we have different types of private sectors. As I said you people, in detail about these topics we have studied in our previous chapter, chapter number 2, forms of business organization. That is sole proprietorship, Hindu undivided family business, partnership business, cooperative societies and joint stock company. So these are the different types of private sector enterprises. Now let me come back to public sector enterprises. Now children, it is just opposite to the private sector. What is the meaning of opposite to that? It's very simple. The businesses, see children, firms, business, enterprises, these all are one and the same. These all are one and the same. Understood? So don't get confused between these words. Enterprises are nothing but it's a firm, it's a business. Okay? The business which is owned and managed by central government or state government or both. It means just we can call them as government. जो भी बिजनेस गवर्नमेंट के अंदर है, ओनर कौन है वो बिजनेस का, गवर्नमेंट है. कौन कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट. कौन मैनेज कर रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट. अंडरस्टूड? हु इज मेकिंग द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस, गवर्नमेंट. आइदर इट कैन बी ए स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और इट कैन बी ए central government or both of them together. Anything is possible. Anyhow, the business which is owned by the government, the business which is owned by the government is known as public sector enterprises. The business owned, governed, managed, understood, functioned by government, that is known as public sector enterprises. Now see children, what is the main objective of this type of business? What is the main, see already we have seen the objective of private sector. The main objective of private sector is making profit, but similarly the main objective of public sector is, okay, the basic purpose is to render service to society, help the society. That is the main objective of this. The main objective is they want to render is nothing but help the society, help the peoples. Understood? That is the main objective of public sector enterprises, such as railways. As you can see, if you want to move from one place to another place with the cheapest cost, so we use railways. So railways are helping in transportation. Post office, it is helping to transfer the message from one place to another place. So what is this all? These all are public sector enterprises. They are helping the society, they are helping the peoples in terms of communication, in terms of media, in terms of transportation, in terms of helping the peoples, such as hospitals. You might have seen the government hospitals are there, they are helping. If you compare to private hospitals and government hospitals, this is the major difference. In government hospitals you can see the cost. What is the cost? Understood? What are the services they are providing? See, both the sides you are getting treatment, but here you need to pay a bit of amount, but in government hospitals you don't need to pay that much amount. Okay? So examples of public sector enterprises are railways, LIC, that is an insurance. I hope you know about it. FCI, post offices, etc. These all are public sector enterprises. So sometimes you can expect a question for a mark, I mean for 1 mark or 2 mark. Write the difference between private sector and public sector. So you can just write the basic definition between private sector and public sector, and you can, second point, you can write the examples of private sector and public sector, and the third point you can write the objectives of both of them. So what is the objective of private sector and what is the objective of public sector? So these are the 3 key points. If you are going to write aram se and easily, you people can score 1 to 2 marks. Is this clear? Now we have different forms of public sector enterprises. Which are those? Observe here. This is one of the major important topic in this chapter. Please do not forget this topic, and also it will help you out in your future and further studies. Okay. Now which are the different forms of public sector enterprises? Number 1, departmental undertakings. Number 2, public corporations. Number 3, government companies. So these are the 3 different forms of public sector enterprises. I hope you can see some images are shown here. Yes, what does it indicates? These images indicates about these forms of public sector enterprises. Okay, so do not forget this DU, PC and GC shortcut form. What is DU? Departmental undertaking. What is DU? Departmental undertaking. Number 2, public corporation, that is PC, public corporations. And number 3, GC, that is government companies. I hope you have understood in this module lecture 1 about what are the things in this module we have discussed, what we are going to study in this chapter, and also we have discussed the different types and broad classification of this chapter. I hope you all have cleared about this topic. And do not forget to subscribe, like, comment and share this video. Do keep watching to our YouTube channel Shah Sir Classes. In module 2, we will be discussing in brief about these 3 different forms and the rest of the syllabus. Take care. All the best.